Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.
Guys, welcome. Happy Sunday to all of you guys. And if it's Sunday night and if we just had a big pay-per-view event, whether it sizzled or whether it floundered, we're here to talk about it. And guys, we're going to pick the brain of Maestro, boxing savant, the incomparable James Gogue. James, how you doing, sir?
Oh, Joe, just what a dreadful pay-per-view. One of the worst I've seen. That show they did, that Canelo, all the fights were just, they were subpar, especially when you're paying $84 and, what the fuck has this fucking sport is turned into? I bet you that, the shit like that, it just turns off more and more fans. That's why we're slowly killing this sport with shit like that, man. You know what I mean? All fights were underperforming. Nothing scintillating about them. It was a big fucking joke as a pay-per-view, and Canelo got to start fighting guys, more his natural size, man, instead of these fucking blown up junior middleweights and everything, man. And or this kid, or the business is changing, and it's changing for the bad, like boxing or show box, and everything is gonna go to and they're not gonna fund it. Everything's gonna go all off revenue. Them pay-per-views are gonna go off revenue generated buys they're gonna have to pay for it themselves, basically market it themselves. Is that correct, Joe?
That is absolutely correct, guys. And once again, no more dates to nurture and cultivate the future stars of boxing on that side of the fence, however you want to characterize it. And it's going to be the days of the huge guaranteed purses are long gone. This is going to be a distribution deal only, from what I've been told, right? That's it. So that means these fighters are going to have to start investing in themselves. It's in their best interest to promote. Now, I will say this, though. Hold on just 1 second. Excuse me, guys. My apologies. My goodness. Well, look, that means, we'll see if Canelo still wants to remain with PBC. We'll see if they can come up, because once again, they're contractually obligated now. I think it was a 3-fight deal worth $100 million. Jeez. They got one out of the way, and once again, Steven Espinoza paid for this. And from our projections, approaching a $40 million combined purse between Canelo and Charlo, they had to do at least 725 to 750,000 purchases domestically to break even. And judging by the crowd last night at Dave & Buster's and the party that we did, and judging by everyone, and once again, people within the business who manage periodicals and have video interviews with Canelo, they're saying that, he doesn't have the same shine. After this, I can't see it getting any better. So, guys, let's jump right into Fact or Fiction, because we've got a lot to cover, right? And we have a short amount of time. We've got a tight 30 tonight, because to be honest with you, Coach Gogue and I, we're not feeling it. Honestly, this last night's event made me sick. So let's get right down to it.
Hey, we ain't ducking and dodging nobody. It's time for Fact or Fiction.
Thank you, Floyd. Here it is, Fact or Fiction. Right now, the only lion Jermell Charlo resembles is the one on the Wizard of Oz. Fact or Fiction, Coach?
He talked the talk, but couldn't walk the walk. Like Canelo told him in the press conference, hey, this is a different level of fight you're going to fight. And basically he was saying this is like a big Super Bowl event that, this is just another day at the office for me. But for you, you're a rookie coming into my league, but you're going to learn. And he did. When Jermell, especially at the weigh-in, all those people that were there, he never, drew this kind of, crowd for a weigh-in, or he never do this type of hype and media attention for a fight. You know what I mean? So when Canelo fights, he still has that power to make his fights a Super Bowl event. And Charlo never been in this type of atmosphere, this type of event, and Canelo told him that. You're going to find out. This is a different level fight you've never been in, but you're going to learn. And he found out. Charlo pretty much laid an egg yesterday. Was, what do you call it? Stage fright. Didn't pull the trigger. To me, everybody was saying he was just happy to get a paycheck and get the fuck out of there without taking a lot of punishment. Man, what a horrific performance by Charlo, man. He should never be on pay-per-view again. You know what I mean? After that type of performance, who the fuck wants to see that guy?
No, not I. And not most fight fans who actually give a shit. And look, most mainstream and casual fans who were there watching the pay-per-view event at Dave & Buster's, they're like, you know what? This is one of the worst fights that we've ever, by far the worst fight we've seen Canelo in.
Yeah.
And they said, you know what? They said, you know what? He had better fight David Benavidez next, or else, we're not interested in spending $85 on his next pay-per-view.
Yep. Not Jamal. Not Jamal.
Nope.
Charlo.
Nope.
But Benavidez or Bevo. Okay. If he wants revenge. Yeah.
That's it. And look, let's go to to put things in perspective, guys. Honestly, do you remember how bad everyone was criticizing Ryan Garcia for quitting, for staying on the canvas and not getting up in time after that body shot? In comparison, guys, you remember how bad you guys roasted him? Well, in comparison, Jermell Charlo last night made Ryan Garcia's losing effort against Gervonta Davis, made him look like Arturo Gatti in comparison.
Yeah.
That's how terrible. Look, Jermell Charlo looked like a mere opponent. Am I wrong in making that assessment, James?
Pathetic. Lack of effort, lack of mental toughness, lack of a competitive spirit to try to win. You know what I mean? He fought scared and frightened the whole fight, Joe. After the first 2 rounds, I was saying to myself, man, this guy don't want to win. He's been very tentative. He's being real hesitant. He didn't want to pull the trigger. You know what I mean? He was just basically, trying to get out of there with his health intact so he could cash his check after the fight.
Yep, and Khalid, our brother Khalid, has the beat. Jermell deserves no more big fights. PBC needs to line up Benavidez ASAP. No more cash grabs with these 3 fight deals. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And Tycho TV has the beat. Damn, gotta love Gogue. He keeps it real. Yes, he does. That's why we love him on this show. He is the truth serum. Also want to welcome my brother Outlaw to the show. Can't wait to hear what you have to say, my friend. Also, my brother Andre, thank you for joining us, sir. Thank you for always supporting the coach. And hold on, let's see this. Oh boy, we're gonna talk about this, brother. And once again, Jesus M has the beat. Saludos to you, my friend. Charlo said, thanks for payday. Check cleared. Time to clock out. It's almost impossible to refute. It's almost impossible to refute. Our brother Gems, guys, if you haven't already, please go subscribe to our brother Gems. Said Charlo laid down like a dog, took his check and left. Cowardly lion indeed. I don't know why he deserves any kind of respect. He doesn't. He doesn't. Look, man, let's move on. And once again, Coach, I was very impressed with Canelo last night. And welcome to the show, Pranay. God bless you, brother. Thank you for supporting the coach. Says, Coach, I was very impressed with Canelo last night, but can we stop with this Crawford talk? Weight classes exist for a reason. Canelo's natural bone density and muscle thickness make him way too big. And there it is. So let's move on to Fact or Fiction. Here it is. Coach, Fact or Fiction, Jermell Charlo didn't want to go out like his stablemate and friend Errol Spence Jr. Fact or Fiction?
It was so obvious. He was just basically, what do you call it? Self-preservation, survival mode. Cash my check without taking a lot of punishment, okay? Basically, yeah.
Yeah, and look, guys, it's no coincidence. Jermell Charlo was front and center when he saw his friend and stablemate, Errol Spence Jr., get bludgeoned to where his face looked like Martin Lawrence's after the Tommy Hearns episode. right? Guys, I'm sorry. That's no coincidence. And what was the first thing he said after the fight at the press conference? Well, at least I didn't get knocked out. And then he had the fucking nerve, pardon my French, and then he had the effing nerve to call out Terrence Crawford. And what was Terrence Crawford's response? Man, I'm not interested in fighting you, brother. Next, you laid down like a dog and let Canelo spank you and have his way with you. Not interested in fighting you anymore.
Joe, I mean, if he would have gave a real solid performance and tried to win and made the fight competitive, then you would have drummed up some interest. But the way he fought, oh man, his aura of being the undisputed junior middleweight champion of the world don't mean shit now, no more.
Nope, he can kiss my ass.
He could kiss my ass, and you know what I mean. he basically just stole the money from the people out there, the paying customers. That he didn't give them the effort he should have. Between me and
guys,
Joe,
go ahead, sir. Go ahead, James.
That fight between Charlo Crawford ain't gonna go off because it ain't gonna go off, man. They haven't signed the contract by now. It ain't gonna go off, okay? In December, and next year, they're not gonna guarantee shit. So there ain't no guarantee that fight's gonna go off next year, okay? So you might as well just kiss that fight down the drain. And the way Charlo performed, nobody's gonna want to see that fight. And Canelo, everybody saw, what it means that there's a reason why there's weight classes. I knew that. I talked about that on the show.
You sure did.
And they're not going to want to see a guy that's even smaller than Charlo go up against Canelo. Okay, going up 3 weight divisions. All right, they know that that's stupid. And that fight. If the fight was competitive, okay, and you seen Canelo slipped a lot in the fight, that would have drove some interest for Crawford to get the fight. But the way it played out and everything, and the way he laid a fucking a bad egg out there. People, like you said, Joe, the only 2 fights they want to see, Bivol or Benavidez. Guy's more his natural size, but good luck on making those fights next year.
Yeah, I can guarantee you this: if this fight loses money, once again, to justify that hefty contractual obligation, that guaranteed purse from PBC, they're going to have to think of something, go to plan B. Once again, B for Benavidez. That's it. Should he get past Demetrius Andrade in San Antonio, Texas on November 26th, right?
And hey, Joe.
Yeah.
Is it Pranay? Is that guy? Canelo didn't look. I mean, when you're fighting a guy that's basically a dead body out there that don't want to fight back, it's gonna make you look good. So he didn't show me nothing like a young Canelo throwing them creative combinations when he got in range. He was throwing one or 2 punches at a time. That was it, and walking the guy down because the other guy, Canelo had no respect for the other guy, man, because the other guy didn't want to fight, was scared to throw. So it was basically, Canelo was fighting a punching bag in there, And he didn't do nothing spectacular. You didn't see them creative combinations. Nope. You didn't see him in tough moments in the fight where he had to bite down and fight back and think his way out of those tough moments. Nah, man, it was one-sided the whole fight because one guy just didn't want to fight.
Yep, that's it. Pounds, welcome to the show, sir. Thank you for supporting the coach on this beautiful Sunday evening. He said Canelo's gas tank looked great. Well, he prepared for it. He moved his training camp to the high altitude of Lake Tahoe.
Yeah, but
you know what? Yeah,
when a guy ain't throwing back at you, you could do that all day, man. Okay.
Yep, that's it. And Andre supports your theory. Says fact. Outlaw says the moment the event was too big for Charlo. Yep. Yeah. That's it. That's
what Canelo said.
Yep,
different type of this is a different type. This is a different level of fight you never experienced before. You're gonna find out. You're gonna learn.
Yeah, you will see. A lion, whatever animal destroys a lion. Yeah, I'm that animal.
Yeah.
Welcome to the show, Hyphy. And thank you for supporting the coach, sir. He says, did Jermell just ruin a future Terrence versus Canelo fight, as well as a future fight with Terrence due to his lackluster performance? Coach?
He pretty much ruined everything going forward for himself. Nobody wants to watch that fucking, guy. Nobody wants to watch that fucking guy. And guess what? With Showtime out of the business and Paramount taking over, nobody's going to guarantee him any money. Good luck. Yeah. And trying to make them big fights, especially pay-per-view. It's going to be, all fights are going to be on pay-per-view. Good luck. Who wants to watch that motherfucker in a pay-per-view fight? They're not going to want to buy him.
Yep, and guys, I am asking this of all of you. And once again, we're going to show Kamikaze's comment first. He said, the thumbnail of the stream perfectly describes Jermell, Iron Man, Charlo, whatever the hell that means now. That was no lion. That was no Iron Man. Salute, gentlemen. Salute to you, my friend. Very well summed up, my friend. I will say this, guys. You remember how judgmental when Joe Joyce just got knocked the F out by Zhilei Zhang, the Big Bang, calling for his retirement? Okay, let's go back and remember Errol Spence Jr. He never gave up, never showed any quit, was still trying to get that knockout, forging through, even though he's taking an ass whooping. That guy never gave up. And guess what? All fans called for his retirement. Oscar Valdez never gave up, was trying to forge ahead, trying to land that big left hook, but guess what? He just got his ass whooped by Navarrete. What was a result from and the comments and from the fans? They said, oh, you know what? He might want to think about retirement. Well, guys, put your money where your mouth is. For a guy who quits, you'd better call for his retirement, because performances like that keep people away from the arenas, keep people away from pay-per-view, keep people away from the product. Demand his retirement. James, how many prize fighters make a kind of payday that Jermell Charlo just made last night?
Under half of 1%.
Yep. So look, don't feel bad for him. Demand his retirement and say, we are not interested in anything you have to do with boxing from this point forward. Kiss my ass.
And his brother ain't fought in 2 years. You think he warrants a match with a Canelo? Fuck no, nobody's gonna buy that shit next year, especially if they're not gonna guarantee it. You know what I mean?
Yep, and that's it, guys. That's it.
PBC, a slowly sinking ship. They've ruined. They ruined this shit. Okay, everything Al Heyman. I've talked about that on the show. Everything he's touched in boxing, he ruined. Okay, he is the main destructor. Okay, and obstructionist in boxing I've ever seen. Okay, he's the one that created this culture. Okay, him and Eddie Hearns. Eddie Hearns started that little private deal he got, and he created his own league. Also, in Top Rank and PBC joined, and it created the separate. Instead of the best fighting the best, and everybody, there was no streets. There was no going over the streets to make the best fights. They created these barriers for the best fights happening, and that's what boxing has turned out to be. Right now in 2023, it's lowest I've ever seen. It's the lowest point I've ever seen in boxing. The state of boxing is a shit show. It's a shit show. It's a fucking joke. And I don't even like the fucking business no more, man. Only reason I'm in this shit, because as a coach, because it keeps me young. I get to be in the gym every day with the fighters, and when you're coaching, you're teaching, you're in the gym, you're teaching them new stuff every day, new things every day. You're learning new things every day, and you're working with your guys to develop their skills to the best of their ability, so they could be the best they can be. And but this fucking business, they fucking ruined it, man. PBC, look at Showtime. Used to be a once proud flagship for top level fights. All of a sudden, Al takes over, and he puts shit like Danny Garcia against like that Jose Benavidez or that fucking what's that guy's name, that Southpaw Lara against some garbage. He puts second class garbage on Showtime Championship Boxing on a consistent basis, where the ratings went from averaging 1.5 million to like 200,000-300,000. You know what I mean? That means they lost 75% of their fan base watching the fights on Showtime Championship Boxing because that dumb fuck, that Heyman, and is didn't care about the health of the sport, just to just to take care of his fighters and get them paid. But fuck the fans. So the fans are going back to you. Hey, fuck you. We're not gonna watch your shit. You know what I mean?
Yep. That's it. Let's move forward, guys. We only have about 8 more minutes left with the coach. Moving on. Canelo Alvarez, Fact or Fiction coach. Canelo Alvarez will still try to face Terrence Crawford on Cinco de Mayo weekend, 2024. Fact or Fiction?
Who the fuck wants to buy that? They saw last night that the differences in weight makes a huge difference. Now you're talking about a guy that's coming up 3 weight divisions. Come on, man. I'm going to tell you this out there, you people listening. When you fight guys that are naturally bigger, they can, number one, when you hit them with your best shots, they can absorb the punches so much better, like a sponge absorbing water. They don't feel it. Okay, you can't get their attention, you can't get their respect. Okay, and in boxing, boy, that's a big psychological factor. If you go in that ring, you're hitting your guy with your best shots, and he laughs at you, and he's just coming forward. Good luck. All right. Then when he hits you, oh my God, you start saying to yourself, man, this shit ain't sparring. See, in sparring, you got the big headgear, gloves, and all that shit.
Yeah, 16-ounce gloves.
Yeah, you don't feel it. You don't feel it as much as when you take all that shit off and you put on them little gloves and take off the headgear. That's when you start. It's night and day, man. That's when you start feeling it. And people in boxing don't know that. I'm in the business. I know that shit. But they saw last night, man, that weight classes do matter, man. Okay.
Yep, that's it. So it really makes no sense for a gentleman who started his career at lightweight to go up and try to exchange with arguably the biggest puncher at 168. No, thank you. No,
3 weight divisions, Joe.
Yep, that's it, guys. And here, let's move on, guys. We only have about 6 minutes left with the coach. Oh, here it is, shifting gears. All 3 judges who scored a unanimous decision victory for Erickson Lubin should never work in this business ever again. Fact or Fiction?
Another fucking dreadful fight. You know what I mean? I quit watching it after the second, third round. It was so I could tell both guys didn't want to take no chances. Guys, this was a big stage. This is a fight, to make, to give them to make a name for themselves. To create their to enhance their marketability. And what they do, they both played it fucking safe. Erickson Lubin, Jesus Ramos, they stunk out the fucking joint. So after the third round, I turned it back to college football. But that Jesus Ramos, man, this is supposed to be a breakout fight for him, and he fucking laid an egg too. He gave half-ass effort and all that, but he
coasted. He coasted after he thought he had a comfortable lead. Well, you know what? Can't do that in Las Vegas. Just ask Oscar De La Hoya. Okay. So look, I will say this though. Go ahead,
he didn't look like nothing special, like no future star, to look out for. He's a fucking ordinary, that Jesus Ramos, nothing special.
Well, that's what you said several months ago, and he sure did look the part. You're absolutely right. But I will say this though. Erickson Lubin, 9 rounds to 3. No way, guys. Come on. He fought like a damn opponent. He fought like an opponent too. What the hell? Look. I will say this, James. When have you ever heard, unless you're a heavyweight, unless your shots do damage, when have you ever heard of a gentleman in a 12-round fight average 8 rounds landed and win 9 rounds of a 12-round fight?
Yeah.
When have you ever heard of that? Yeah.
Well, the other guy wasn't doing shit either, though, man. Joe, the other guy wasn't landing significant punches. And the way they score professional boxing is who lands the more cleaner blows round by round after round.
Cleaner, more effective and consequential work. Yes, sir.
And that motherfucker Jesus Ramos didn't do shit. All that. I saw that little documentary you did of him, Joe, which was excellent. He did all that, which was excellent. And you know what, Joe? And it was a great documentary to introduce the fans Jesus Ramos, the way he was training, the running, the strength and conditioning, the sparring, and fuck you. And for him, all that effort, to put that kind of effort when you go into a fight, fuck you, Jesus Ramos. All that, that strength and conditioning sure helped you out. All those weights you were lifting, motherfucker, and all those hills you were running, that really helped you out, bitch. You got on the big stage. You got on the big stage and you didn't do shit. You left your balls in the weight room, okay? And Joe, I never seen these motherfuckers nowadays. They get on the big stage and they do all this fucking strength and conditioning shit, and they have all these nutritionists, a massage therapist, cryotherapy, and all this shit, and they think the performance is gonna make them perform to their ultimate ability. Joe, back in the days, we never did none of that fucking shit. Nope. We never did none of that strength and conditioning. Nope. But my guys got to the big stage. They got it on, man. They delivered. Yep. They fought. Yep. Okay. Yep. They didn't have fucking a weight training therapist. What do you call it? A psychologist. All these specialists, these motherfuckers. And when they go into fight, they can't fight. And Jesus Ramos, oh man, that dude's raw and green. He don't know how to fight. He's fucking raw and green. He's average. He's ordinary, man. Man, back in the days, man, we never did all that fucking shit, but the motherfuckers could fight. Back then, them 54-pounders, guys like Mike McCallum, shit, Terry Norris, Julian Jackson, some bad motherfuckers back then, man.
Yep.
Shit.
Guys who let their balls hang in the center of the ring, guys who take chances. I will say this, brother, Charlo and Lubin and Ramos made Amir Khan look like a mental giant with a ton of heart.
But at least Khan put his balls on the line, all right? He went out on his shield.
That's what I'm saying. He went out on his shield every time he lost.
Oh, that Jesus Ramos. Nope. That motherfucker's horrible. He's horrible with a capital H, okay? Fuck, he don't know how to fight. The fuck they're looking at that guy like he's some fucking star. He ain't shit. I mean, Joe, man, the quality of fighters nowadays, man. The quality of fighters nowadays, man. I mean, come on. That's why I don't get excited about boxing. I look at these motherfuckers coming up and I'm like, oh, Jesus. Okay, these motherfuckers can't fuck. Because, Joe, don't forget, I've been in this shit 40 years. I remember the great fighters in the 40s. I mean, I remember the great fighters in the 80s when I started this shit. The last golden era of boxing, then the 90s, the 2000s. I mean, I just saw so many great fighters, man. You know what I mean? Now, Mike McCallum, a great 154-pound technician back in the days. Oh, come on, man. You can't – oh, Jesus Christ, man.
Yes, sir.
mean, back Mike the Body Snatcher McCallum. What, who else back there in the days of 54-pounders, man? There were some great ones. Duran, okay?
Yep.
When he won the title. When he won the title from Davey Moore. Who?
Yep. Davey Moore.
When he won the title from Davey Moore. Oh, come on, man. Ray Leonard, Tommy Hearns. Them are some bad 54-pounders. Were these guys fighting at 54 or 60?
They were fighting at 54, sir.
I don't matter. 54, 60, they can't fight. All right?
Yeah.
They can't fucking fight. They don't know how. They can't fight.
Oh.
They can't fucking fight. These are terrible fighters nowadays.
You know what, guys? And that's why
motherfucker can't fight.
Yep, we have to move forward. But, Almighty OG, welcome to the show, sir. He's got the beat. He said, Bud is truly a different beast, and Bud is indeed stronger than many think. I think Bud and David is Canelo hardest task in the future. Look,
shit. Wait, man, them skills and all that shit. That's
I didn't read that last part, but in the beginning, Bud Crawford, that guy's got some balls. That guy has skill. That guy has confidence, and he's got heart. All right, unlike any of these bitches that we saw last night. Minus
Joe. Right? Bottom line, that doesn't matter if you can't hurt your opponent.
You're right. Yep.
No,
we no longer need to see that. We no longer want to see that, guys. End of story. And once again, Lubin and Ramos. Everyone's calling for a rematch. I couldn't care less, guys. Look, honestly, to be honest with you guys. I don't even know if I want to do this anymore. Like, honestly, I'm gonna focus all my attention on the local promotions, getting local sponsorship, working for local cards, fighters, just entertaining real fans who actually want to love these fighters, and these real fighters who are going to let their balls hang in the center of the ring for only $500 a round. Okay, that's what
they make that much money. God damn.
Some of them only make $250 per round, but on average, $500 per round. But most of them are 4-round fights. Yeah.
It don't matter, Joe. They make a lot more than what my motherfuckers make here in Mexico. All right.
Yeah, that's true. And I tell you what, we see wars in Mexico, I'm sure.
Oh, small rings too, Joe. None of
15
small
by 15.
Rings.
Yep.
Yeah, small ring.
It. All right, last Fact or Fiction, brother, because we're gone over 30 minutes, and I promised, Coach, that we would be a tight 30. Here we go. El Azteca, Mario Barrios wouldn't win a round against Boots Ennis or Amantes Stañones. Fact or Fiction, sir?
Boots Ennis, that would be real easy work for him. Real easy work. Real easy. That wouldn't be competitive at all.
Yep.
Stañones. Stañon, who the fuck's he?
Amantes Stañones. He's Lithuanian, former Olympian. Once again, he is the current WBA regular champion at 147, whatever the hell that means. And just like Mario, the reason why is just like
motherfucker hasn't fought in 2 years. I don't know who the fuck he is.
Yeah. Only because he's been waiting for Virgil Ortiz Jr. That's why.
Fuck Virgil Ortiz Jr. too. Fuck him. Okay? Bitch ass fighters, all of these motherfuckers nowadays. They're all a bunch of bitches. Fuck them all. They ain't fight. Man, these motherfuckers ain't fighting. When you're fighting once or twice a year, what the fuck? No, I'm not saying all of them. I mean, I got guys like Cepeda. You know, Matisse, they would love to fight more than, once or twice a year. Them are fighters, man. These other motherfuckers, they get their paycheck and they just want to take a long vacation. And when they run out of money, they're calling out, I need another fight, man. Then I'll start training. These motherfuckers ain't fighters nowadays, man. Half-ass bitches.
Look, I'm going to leave you guys with this, and then we'll leave Coach Gogue with the final thought. Yeah. But I will say this, what made me sick last night on the local news here in San Antonio, Texas, they said congratulations. And they said Mario Barrios stayed true to his promise and will be bringing the WBC title back home once again, being a champion in boxing. Dude, come on. That's misleading the fans. He's no fucking champion. Who did he beat? Yeah. Who did he beat? Old man shot Ugas? Yeah. Really? Fucking blind in one eye? No, thank you.
That fight was made because Louis de Cubas has both guys, okay?
Yep, that's it. And you're absolutely right. Honestly, I would have actually, I would have much rather seen both trainers, Ismael Salas and Bob Santos from Cuba, get it on. That would have been a more spirited scrap and a more evenly matched contest.
Who the fuck wants to watch Ugas anymore, man? That motherfucker loses. Did he lose his last fight? I can't remember, Joe.
Huh?
Ugas. Who did he beat his last fight? Or did he win or did he lose?
No. He got his ass whooped and his eye closed by Errol Spence Jr. He got stopped.
I mean, his last fight.
Yeah, that was his last fight.
The fight prior to Barrios. I can't remember.
I have Manny Pacquiao. Oh, no. It was Errol Spence Jr. Got his ass whooped. That's how he lost his title. Before that, he fought a shot Manny Pacquiao.
Then he gets the fight for the, he gets his ass whooped. Then he gets the fight for the title. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fuck you. Yeah. Well, it's boxing. No different than Mario Barrios, right? Once again, he fought a perfunctory opponent in the immortal words of Jim Lampley. But before that, he got his ass whooped by Keith Thurman on pay-per-view. Yeah. Pay-per-view that nobody watched, right?
Okay.
Round one. Thank you once again for joining us, my friend. And we appreciate you being here and supporting the coach, brother. And unfortunately, thank you for being here, Tish. We appreciate it, brother. Yadir. He says, any tips for Vegas fighters 20 years old looking to get opportunities and gain experience?
Any what?
Any tips for Vegas fighters 20 years old looking to get opportunities and gain experience?
Go to Vegas, spar in the gyms, man. If you do good, they'll know if you go out there and make a name for yourself in the gym, they'll fucking start talking to you. There's all the leeches and scumbags, that in boxing, they go to the gyms and they see all these fighters. They'll start, whispering in your ear, or the coaches, they'll start wanting to train you. You know what I mean?
Yep. I tell you what, here it is. Spence got the worst ass whooping ever, but never gave up.
Yep.
That's it.
You got to give props to Spence.
Yep. he didn't quit like a bitch, man, like Jermell Charlo. Once again, that's going to be just about do it. Gogue, do you have any parting shots for our listening audience? We're, like I said, we're so disgusted with last night's event that, we're going to cut it short, guys. We really don't want to engage in this any further. Your parting shots of our listening audience.
You motherfuckers that fight for PBC, good luck next year when this shit changes, okay? You guys are going to be begging for TV dates, man. All right? All right? Because nothing's going to be, no money is going to be guaranteed. Everything is going to be on pay-per-view, and whoever, Al better find a way to fund this, because that motherfucker already went through his head, that little hedge fund he went through. You know what I mean? And I can't, can he get another suckers to invest in his circus? I doubt it. Good luck.
Well, I will say this, James, before we let you guys go. I will say this, though, James. We have 2 already signed PBC prospects. I'm going to be doing the ring announcing and then commentary. It's a pro-am show. I'm going to be doing the ring announcing for the amateur side of it, and then be doing commentary and a live stream for the pro side of it. And we're already featuring 2 PBC fighters on that card, David Cardenas and Ricky Nunez Jr. And I guarantee you, in 2024, we're going to be featuring many more PBC prospects on our cards in the future.
On your cards.
I can guarantee it. On my cards, guarantee it.
Not Paramount Plus, okay?
Not Paramount Plus. Nope. That's going to be San Antonio live gate only.
Yeah.
Right?
Hey, man. Yeah, it's going back to the old days like Don Chargan used to do it in Sacramento.
Yep. Yeah. That's it. And it's going to separate the real fighters from the entitled bitches who just want to make a payday. Yep. That's it. So, Gogue, anything else?
Nah, just them PBC fighters. That ship is slowly sinking. And all that information you was telling me about how Showtime Championship Boxing and Showbox, Joe, if it comes to fruition, them motherfuckers are going to be stuck with their thumb in their mouth, man, because these pay-per-views, they're not going to be successful. And you know what I mean? When something's not successful, it ain't gonna last. They fucking they ruined. Al Heyman has ruined another great network in boxing. Piece of shit.
Guys, I will be honest. We're supposed to have Rick Blazer's show tomorrow night. I don't know if I want to go through with that. We're supposed to have Ronnie Shields' show on Tuesday. I don't know if I want to go through with that either. Yeah. I'm so disgusted with what I saw last night, and it just left a bad. Once again, I was talking to mostly mainstream and casual fans last night, and they were so disheartened and so disgusted. And they were telling me, thank God I didn't stay home and pay $85 for this.
And Frank Martin, you sorry bitch motherfucker. Good luck in getting the fight. Sorry ass motherfucker. Frank Martin, talking like he's some fucking star and what he thinks he deserves. Wait, when this PBC circus shuts down at the end of the year, and you're sitting there with your thumb in the mouth with no fight coming up and no payday because Earl Spence, your promoter, can't get you a date. Okay, guess what? You're only relevant because of Earl Spence. Since he got his ass whooped, he lost a lot of leverage. And guess what? When he lost leverage, it's going to affect you. You're not going to get these. You're not going to get these paydays in the future. You think you delusional, non-ticket selling motherfucker. Sit on your ass.
Oh, on that note, guys, I tell you what.
I'm being honest, Joe.
That was amazing. I tell you what, on that note, brother, we're going to bid everyone adieu. And we're going to say, well, maybe we'll see you tomorrow. Maybe we won't. But on behalf of the incomparable boxing savant, James Gogue, I'm Joseph Heron. You've been listening to War Week Radio. Have a wonderful Sunday evening, everybody.
Halftime Pizza and FightSaga.com proudly present War Week Radio with 5-decade fight trainer James Gogue.